Third time's a charm. This might take three. I just want to start off my video by saying, for those people who have never seen my channel before, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you will subscribe and share and leave me a comment. Whenever I use the word God, I'm not using God in the context of the way the scriptures, for example, the Bible's definition of Yahweh. It's not this. That's not my definition of God. I am an avid Bible basher, but I don't believe the image of God that is depicted in the Bible as being a jealous God and this vengeful God and stuff like that. I think that God in the Bible needs life coaching. He needs therapy. The God in the Bible is the spirit of the time that those people were in, and so that's how they conceived God, according to the turmoil that was going on inside of themselves. For those of us who are a little bit more evolved, or like to think of ourselves as being more evolved, loving people, it's not possible to conceive of a God who is going to burn you in hell, because he gives you free choice and you choose to take a free choice, or because you want to experience life for yourself without following institution or institutionalized religion. I'm just saying that to say this. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. It's I live by the teachings of Jesus. And I know that what Jesus was trying to teach us was a new concept of God, in fact. You'll notice the teachings of Jesus is very different to, the other, a lot of other people. And their concept of this God is going to burn you in hell. It's like, wow, he needs social service. That God needs anger management. And so I believe that there is a creator of the universe, but I believe that there are other entities called gods, because God is just another title. But I do believe in the universe, or the causer of the universe. That is who I deem as God. And anyways, so because I talk about scriptures a lot, and people may be like, what the hell's going on? She's crazy. But there's beautiful teaching. Jesus is teaching. Jesus is a master teacher and a master philosopher. And Christ is, consciousness. And so when he says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God, it's blessed are the peacemakers because they are the children of consciousness, okay? Peace is harmony, okay? Those people who seek to create peace are people who are seeking to create harmony. We want to harmonize with those around us, okay? Now, is there a children of God and is there children of the devil? Okay, so the devil, and I won't be contesting with anyone as to whether there's a physical being or whatever, spiritual being called the devil. As far as what I am aware of in my studies, that's why if Satan does approach me, I'll tell you. Like, as far as I'm aware of Satan, or of the devil, in fact, Satan and the devil and Lucifer are not the same beings, apparently. But anyways, but the devil is the, where we get the idea of Hades from, hell, the hell aspect, chaos, darkness, that is hell. And so there are children of chaos. They are children of who follow the death principle. Now the death principle is called Thanatos, and Thanatos is the brother of Hypnos. And so you can see Hypnos, where they get the word hypnotherapy from, is to be sort of like you're under a spell, you're under the influence of something. And so there are people who are under the influence of the darker forces within themselves. and I hope that those people who listen to my channel will start to understand what darkness is. It's not a bad thing. Darkness has a lot of creative potential in it, and this is not what this video is about, okay? Because I can only make short videos, as I keep on saying all the time. But darkness, there is a time for using darkness. Like, for example, anyone who is an entrepreneur, they are using darkness, they are using chaos. Anyone who's an artist, anyone who's a musician, anybody who is, who creates anything new, anyone who creates new concepts, they are operating within the realm of chaos, within the realm of darkness, because they are the first ones to bring something out into our consciousness. They're delving into the lower world, into the subconscious, which is what Hades really represents for us. Is the unconscious realm that is chaos. So whenever where chaos resides, okay, so Thanatos and Hypnos live in Hades, okay, and so whenever somebody hypnotizes you, you not really go into your unconscious, because you won't be able to operate, but you will go into your subconscious. And so this is where we're getting these ideas. These ideas from psychology helps us to understand ourselves and understand the different planes of reality differently. These planes do actually exist. They exist in us, and they also exist outside of us. But the way for us to get in touch with those things is inside of our own minds, okay? And that probably doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Anyhow, I want to stick to earthly things, okay, for now. So, and we're all working within this principle that on different levels. So there are people who are very much engrossed in their physical lives, where we're still using the principles of Eros, which is the life force, and we're still using the principle of Thanatos, which is the death principle, okay? And obviously, with death, breaking things down and everything become, when think about a dead body, all the things that happens to it and whatever. So those people who's around you that is chaotic and dangerous, they are polarized towards the death principle and towards chaos. And so they are under an influence. If you think about it, like they're under the influence of these forces, okay? And you yourself might also be doing that whenever you are creating chaos within your family, when there's chaos within yourself, and for those, whenever you're feeling chaotic inside, people who, depending on where you are in your growth, you like for example, I always love to pick on toddlers. Toddlers can't control themselves at all, so whatever they're feeling, they're going to express it no matter where they are, okay? They're just going to let their feelings be known. And so we're doing the same thing too. We regress into our toddler state whenever we get, these violent things inside, and we erupt. And, you see people fighting at people's weddings, or people, like fighting in restaurants. If you watch any of these reality TV, you see that they've got no self-control whatsoever. They're fighting at people's weddings, they're fighting at people's launch parties, they're fighting just anywhere and everywhere. So this is chaos is inside of them, and when that chaos is in them, they have to put it out into the world, because they feel like they're going to feel better once it's out of them. But actually all it does is just create more chaos, because chaos wants more of itself, peace wants more of itself, love wants more of itself. Whatever we are manifesting, it will actually they say multiply. It doesn't add, it multiplies, because that's what our world operates on, is multiplication. Is there something I want to say? Have I covered my point? Okay, so when you have people in your workplace or in your life, and they are wanting to create this chaos, then we understand where they're being inspired from is in the lower chakras. And this is why they talk about hell as well. So the higher chakras are the ones that are pertaining to heaven, the Father. The lower chakras are pertaining to the feminine, to death. That doesn't mean feminine is bad. Okay, this is how they've ended up teaching horrible teachings about Eve, and about women, and that women are the force of destruction and all this kind of nonsense. But it's just they deliberately manipulated the truth in order to support their own destructive agendas. Okay, we are living within two poles, which is the masculine and feminine, light and dark, the father and the mother, and these forces must come together. They have to be unified, and so that we could be more progressive and more productive and harmonious. And so this is why the scriptures are saying, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of light, children of God, children of consciousness." So the more conscious you are of yourself, then the more peace you will want to create within your environment. The more peace you want to create, because you're intelligent, you will know that if you're creating suffering, you're going to suffer. You know, if you're creating disharmony in your house, well, you're going to suffer. Everybody in your house is going to suffer. If you're creating disharmony in your workplace, everybody's going to suffer. Okay, so the more conscious you are, you're not hypnotized, you're not under a spell of dark forces. Dark means ignorance, by the way. Just to recap, then the more conscious you are, the more awakened you are, the more you see how that's going. So this is what awakening is about. Spiritual awakening is about coming out of that hypnotic state where we are under the spell of the darker of forces or the unconscious forces, and we are then transmuting them and bringing them up to our awareness, so that we can work with them, so that we can create something, just like the artist is doing, just like the people who do movies and various things like that. So it becomes constructive. So whatever things that we're feeling inside, things, the things. Sorry. So whatever things and not things, whatever emotions we're feeling inside, we need to then process those emotions so that we can speak it, bring it up here, so that we can, this is the throat chakra, where things get transmuted and we can speak it into something beautiful and use it to edify, and not just ourselves, but those people who are around us, so that we are creating peace and harmony within our environments. I hope that has been, I don't know, whatever. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm hypnotized. I swear to God, I'm under a spell. Trying to use coffee to shake me out of it. But yeah. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Until next time, love, light.